Hey, beautiful souls.
Welcome to Bitter to Beautiful. I am Coach Charmin D. Energetic, heartfelt, and always keeping it real.
And I'm Coach Lynette, more reserved, tenacious, honest, and a little funny.
Together, we're here to guide you through transforming your bitterness
Into something truly beautiful. Join us on this journey of healing and empowerment. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the Bitter to Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Coach Lynette, and I am so excited that you're here with us today. We're going to dive into part 2 of our powerful topic, the burden of unspoken words, healing from family silence. Now, last week we unpacked how silence in families, whether emotional distance, avoidance, or bottled up pain, can quietly lead to deep bitterness. We explored how unspoken hurt can become heavy weight that we carry, and how breaking the silence through love and truth can begin the healing process. And today we're picking it right back up. So buckle up, grab your journal, and let's go even deeper. Now, I'm going to turn it over to my amazing co-host, Coach Charmin D, to walk us through a real-life scenario many of us can relate to. Coach Charmin?
Thank you so much, Coach Lynette. Hello. Okay, so how about this? Picture this. You've been holding on to something for years, but you're not bitter. Maybe it's how your father never really showed up emotionally, or how a sibling always seemed to take credit while you carry the weight. You never talk about it, but every time they speak, there's a part of you that tense up. That's unspoken pain. Think about it. It turns into resentment even when you're smiling on the outside. Is that being phony too? No, maybe not. Okay. So here's what it looks like. You find yourself being overly polite but distant. Force positivity. Is that what that word is? Positivity. You react with shade or sarcasm. You know what that look like. Acting shade and sarcasm. What's that? What's that really? Hostility. You hostile on a down low. You keeping it in, but you hostile.
Disguised hostility.
Disguised hostility, but you ain't bitter. Hold on just a second. I'm not bitter. Nope, I'm not bitter. You think you're keeping peace, but but really, that silence is slowly breaking your spirit. And you're boiling up. And there's an elephant in the room because you mad at most of the people in the room. But you smiling with that mask on. Wait, but you're not bitter. Coach Lynette?
So that you find yourself being overly polite but distant, forced positivity. I found myself in that predicament many times.
Don't like them.
And it's actually, there were times where it happened after I brought it up to the person that they hurt me, offended me, disappointed me, whatever. I felt after they did whatever they did, said whatever they said. Because we are called to love, I will be as kind as I can. I will be as good as I can. I will be as gentle as I can. However, if the other person is not, I'm just going to politely leave, move, or coexist in the space that we are in. But I've done my part, right? And the person continues to offend me. Now, someone can say, well, you need to work on not getting easily offended. It's not that I was easily offended, it's that the person kept causing this. And they became a thorn in my flesh. And so what happens with the thorn? Just like the person in the last episode was stepping on your feet 10 times, The thorn has to come out. And sometimes you have to know when is when. And I think that sometimes we just have to love people from afar. Because again, in times when I've worked that out, I'll be polite as I can. I don't know about overly polite. Overly polite, I would say I would use to kind of mask what I've already said without letting them get the best of me. It is just best that way sometimes, so that I don't end up exploding, because people know and they try to poke the bear. And I try to keep the bear in hibernation as best as possible. What do you think, Coach Charmin?
Oh. Things that make you go, You know what, Coach Lana? Listen. Can I just say that this is reality. Can I just say this is real? This is real. This is so very real, because we see it every day. Mm-hmm. We see every place. It doesn't make a difference what background you are, what religion you are. It doesn't make a difference what color you are. It is real.
Yep.
And we have to be mindful of the things, and I'm going to get churchy on you, that separate us from God. Be mindful of those. Are very, very important. Listen, I need to go with the rapture. So when Jesus comes, I need to go with him. So anything that's going to stop me from the word of God says we're not separated, but we can do some things in sin and not repent and be separated. So we need to get it together. This is so very real. I'm giving it back to you, Coach Lynette, because I'm struggling with the real. Yeah.
I think like even this week, right? I dealt with someone who I know does not care for me. And I was giving them instructions on something. They actually approached me and asked for my help. And I was giving them instructions, and they said, okay, thank you. They followed the instructions, but they didn't get the response that they thought they would get from another party. And so they came back and asked for help. And I said, well, if you do A, B, and C, then you did your part, and that's all, right? Granted, remember, this person does not care for me. The person then began to get anxious because they didn't necessarily agree with my response, or my response was putting them in a place where they had to approach someone via email. That made them nervous, but they took it out on me because it was taking them out of their comfort zone, right? And so sometimes when we're breaking the silence or doing something new to get a desired result, we're going to be uncomfortable. Yes. If you're stuck with being silent and not expressing how you feel about an issue, it will come back, or you will react in ways that could be ungodly, could be outside of your personality, because you end up losing control. I watched the person lose control. They went into an emotional tizzy, if you will, because it was something that no one had ever challenged them to do. How many times do we know of friends or family members that go into that have issues with one another, and you're told, oh, well, you need to go talk to them. Well, what does the Bible say if you have an ought with your brother or your sister? And it makes us cringe. Something's wrong. Something's wrong, where we want to either keep it inside or talk to somebody and another body and another somebody about it, but never address the person. And if it's family,
ooh, family.
And if it's family, your blood, and you can't help it. You can't mess with the chemistry of that. While it's family, we have to learn how to strengthen those bonds. As I said before in the previous episode, what we don't speak up, it will tend to repeat.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to be that generational curse breaker and break the cycle. And say, if you're tired enough, if you had enough, if you're frustrated enough, if you have questions, it's time to break the cycle and say, okay, I've seen young people do it. Like, y'all don't see where this is going. Like, what is going on? And some may say that they're disrespectful, but no, they're breaking the cycle. They're breaking the silence. Yes. To say, hey, let's address this thing. Don't y'all see that it's killing you? That it's breaking you up? That it's causing division?
Yes. Yes, that is so very true. Yes, come on.
We don't think about, I think we think about wanting the change, but often feel stuck in actually doing it.
That's
just good. Like the person that I did got very anxious when I said, hey, just address the other person. Just let them know this is what we do and this is what they do. This is what we need from you. It was tough for them to see that through. And so it will be tough if you're not used to it. It's an adjustment. And it may take help. It may take a third party. It may take having honest conversations. It may take having a conversation and setting norms. In this meeting, we are not yelling.
Yep. Now watch out.
In this meeting, we are not using foul language. We're not calling anybody any name other than their government name. We're not. One thing that I learned growing up, I grew up in a youth program called the Valley. Shout out to the Valleyites. And we would say address the issue and not the person. Because it's the issue that caused the problem. It could be the person too, but when you address the issue, it takes it away from being personal or making it an attack against the person, right? Because the thing that we want to do is resolve the issue. We want to mend fences. And if we're going to agree to disagree, then at least you end on a better note. And we're not going to talk at all, or you're no longer my family, or whatever that is. But we have to really learn how to break the silence.
Which is very, very important. Because one of the things we don't realize is by being silent, it creates, just like you said, Coach Lynette, it creates a divide, but it also has a emotional and a spiritually impact. Activated. So what it can lead to emotionally, anxiety, depression, resentment, numbness. You can start internalizing pain as a part of your identity. That means you're stuck.
Yeah.
You're going to be stuck.
Yeah.
You cannot be stuck, especially not in bitterness, because God doesn't want you bitter. He wants you beautiful. And then relational, it'll create walls in relationships. People may think everything is fine, but inside you're disconnected, mad. And got a bunch of people to jump on your side too. I'm just saying, I just had to put that out there. Trauma bonding and everybody
so wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Then spiritually, it can have a huge block between you and God. Listen. The word says nothing will separate you from God. But listen, if you don't forgive and you sitting in bitterness, do you think that's going to create a separation? I just want you to pause. Sheila, think about it. Okay?
Selah.
Just think about it. So all of this can have an impact internally on you. Is it worth it? I just wanted to ask the question. Tell me, sis, is it worth it?
It's not. In the end, it really is not worth it, because silent bitterness often stems from unspoken pain, like emotional neglect or feeling overlooked by family, building quietly beneath the surface until it becomes resentment. So it builds to resentment. You can actually cease and desist. You can stop it before it gets into resentment. You just have to nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. One of my mentors says, I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna tell it like it is, and then we deal with it, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. Let's, no matter how uncomfortable it is, it will cause more discomfort to hold on to it, especially to your body. I talked about, some episodes ago, when I feel that hurt, disappointment, anger, whatever, it shows up in my shoulders, which then affects my neck. I don't want that. It's very uncomfortable. I can't move. I can't do certain movements. I can't lift certain bags. It's uncomfortable. I don't want that. And now that I'm aware of that, right, it brings more awareness and discernment to when my feelings were disrupted. And I have to think about what I'm thinking about and question, what am I feeling and what is this causing me to do? What is this feeling causing me to do? Is it causing me to shut down? Is it causing me to retaliate? Is it causing me to be angry? Is it causing me to gossip about somebody? Is it causing me... If it's causing me all these negative things, I then have to take an internal look, and we forget to do that. When you're pointing the finger, and I learned this as a child, when you're pointing the finger, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you, which means you have to do some work on you too. It's not just the other person. A lot of times the person is reflecting our behavior, and it's something that we have to fix in us and not us trying to fix them.
Yes.
It's working on our temperance, our temper. It's working on our responses. And I had to learn that. You have to learn to work on your responses so you continue to love them. But when that unresolved hurt lingers and the silence becomes heavy, you smile through it. Act like it doesn't bother you, but your heart knows otherwise. Your body knows otherwise. Yes. Your mind knows otherwise. Bitterness loves to wear a quiet mask, but eventually, it seeps into how we respond, how we think, how we connect with people. We talked about sarcasm, even cynicism, right? It does all of that.
Wow, that's serious. Just know that unspoken pain loses power when you bring it to light. Use your words. That's my mom's
words. Your good words.
Use your word. I'm like, why she keep telling me to use my words? I'm using want me to say, use your words. Use your words. Because that's where the healing begins. Using your words, speaking in truth. Yes, keeping it real the right way, not the wrong way. Keeping it real the right way, in love, in kindness. That's what I'm saying. Listen, be honest, authentic, and be truthful. No pretending, no sugarcoating. Speak the truth in love. Own your feelings, because you're just like Coach Lynette says, you got one finger you pointing out and 3 fingers pointing back at you. Assess. Look at yourself in this. Reflect. Because some of us don't like to reflect. We like to look in the mirror to put that makeup on, that lipstick on, that blush on. But we don't like to look in the mirror to look at ourselves and realize that it could be us that have the issue and not somebody else.
Yeah.
Say Use your words.
Go ahead.
No, I was done. No, actually, let me just say this. Let me let you know this. Using your words are so very important, because when you don't, other things can speak for you. Your facial expressions, how you moving, doing things that's just not nice. and you don't even realize it sometimes. That's how hurt you are. You don't even realize because you were in the math. Use your words. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach London.
Well, I mean, my facial expressions, you can hear what I'm saying. You can read they're sometimes misinterpreted, but I wear my feelings on my face. I do. And I've gotten better over the years, but that's part of having self-control as well. One of the things when I'm talking to people about their emotions and I find that they have trouble articulating their emotions, I often share the wheel of emotions, and you can Google it. There's an emotional wheel where it breaks down the different emotions that people feel. And it's like happiness or joy, anger, which is also frustration, and there's sadness, and then there's something else that I can't think of. If you're having trouble expressing yourself, look up that wheel of emotions, right? And see if that's something that you can bring into a family conversation, because it needs to get dealt with. And then you can try to find also a family therapist or someone or a clergy member or a leader from your church to sit down and have these discussions, because enough is enough. And there's too many families living in division and dissension, and there's too many families not talking about the issues.
Yes.
And it just breeds more division, more confusion. It's no bueno. Yeah. So some of the ways that we can unmask this bitterness is notice how your body is responding. I just talked about my shoulders, right? If a certain name or voice instantly brings tension or withdrawal, ask yourself why. And I've had to do that and sit in it. That's your heart waving a red flag. Red flag. If you're dodging somebody, if their name is mentioned and you get tense, or you roll your eyes, or you suck your teeth, or you go another way, another room, let it. It's a red flag. Your heart is waving.
Yep. Yep. You are so very right. Because you know how you suck your teeth. You know how you used to get popped when you used to do that when you were younger. I don't know. I used to get popped. You got to watch.
Yes.
Watch when the hands is coming.
I was told that it's like cursing.
Exactly. Wait, hold on. Can I be bitter about that? Can I be bitter about the fact that my arms are popped me when I used to suck my teeth? I think I'm feeling some type of way about that. I need to go talk to somebody, because I'm getting popped on the down low. I don't know, but yeah. So yes, Coach Lynette, everything you said is on point. We definitely have to be mindful and recognize the different patterns of things that the way you behave when you're holding something in and you're withdrawing, you don't want to be around people, and you attitude show. Listen, again, can I say it again? Is it worth it?
Nope.
Is it worth it? What's that song?
It doesn't go. It doesn't go.
Listen, I'm trying to make everything fit.
But we also have to be honest with ourselves first, right? Before you confront anyone else, acknowledge the emotions that you've been stuffing down, cutting off, shutting down with. Acknowledge those feelings, acknowledge them, right? You feel them for a reason, and sometimes we deny or ignore our feelings, but it's there for a reason. So how do we prevent bitterness from taking root? We speak in love, not silence. Find a safe space in the right time. The timing is essential to gently bring up your feelings. Unspoken pain only grows in silence. Hi, can we talk for a minute? Can we go out to dinner? Can we take a walk? Can we go to another room, to the park, something, and have this conversation? You don't want to bring it up when they're in the midst of a celebration. You don't want to bring it up while they're busy doing something or in a group of people. If you want to say, hey, can we talk? You don't have to make a big announcement. Just go to them. Hey, do you mind if we talk for a second? If they say no, just wait. It might not be the right time, right? Your timing is not their timing. So you have to also let patience have its perfect work. Pray for the courage to be honest. Ask God for both the words and the timing. Even a short prayer, like, Lord, help me to speak the truth in love, will make a difference. Even if you pray for self-control, to thine own self be true. Pray for self-control. Pray for peace in your mind and your heart. Pray that you already forgive the person. Just pray. Pray from your heart. Set emotional boundaries. If someone constantly minimizes your feelings or contributions, it's okay to create space. It's okay. It's okay to create space. Love doesn't mean access without accountability. That goes back to, guess what? I love you, but I don't like you. Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart above all else. There it is. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. This scripture reminds us that tending to our emotional well-being isn't selfish, it's spiritual. Guarding your heart means being honest about what's hurting it and inviting God into those hidden places. Coach Sharpen.
Just know, you're not weak. I'm not even going to talk about I love you, but I don't like you. We're not even going to. We are going to disagree, but it's okay. God is in control at the end of the day. But know this, you're not weak for feeling hurt. You're not wrong for wanting more from those you love. But healing begins when you stop pretending and start processing. Let me just say that again. Healing begins. We're joking. We're going back and forth. We're laughing about this, but think about this. Be clear. Healing begins when you stop pretending and start processing with grace, prayer, and with courage.
Wow. Today's conversation was very honest and real and so very needed. We've seen that unspoken pain does not stay quiet forever, but God calls us to release, to forgive, and to step into freedom through love, grace, and healthy boundaries.
Healthy boundaries. Yes. So when we choose to address the silence with biblical wisdom and open our hearts, we move from bitter to beautiful. From bitter to beautiful. Remember what I said at the plug-in? God doesn't want you bitter. He wants you beautiful. Just saying though. I just need to say that again. Be sure to visit bittertobeautiful.com, subscribe for updates, and leave a review. We'd love to hear how this episode spoke to your heart.
And next week, don't miss episode 59, Healing from Divorce, Rebuilding Family Bonds After Separation, Part 1. Whether you've been through it or walking with someone who has, this is a conversation you won't want to skip. Until next time,
stay beautiful,
stay bold,
stay blessed. Peace.
As we wrap up today's episode, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to you, our listeners. Transitioning from bitter to beautiful isn't just a moment, it's a movement, a continuous journey of transforming pain into power, one heart at a time.
And to all our first-time listeners, welcome to the family. We are a community of souls committed to healing, growth, and transformation. Click on the link in the bio to subscribe to our mailing list and tune in every week. When you subscribe, you'll also receive information about our live pop-up rooms on Clubhouse.
As we embrace life's journey and find the beauty in overcoming bitterness, remember, bitterness isn't beautiful, and your healing is just the beginning of a beautiful new chapter.
Don't forget, new episodes are released every Saturday. Whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, or Listen Notes, there is a space for you here to find healing, inspiration, and strength.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep embracing the journey, keep healing, and keep transforming. Here's to turning all our bitter experiences into beautiful victories. See you next time.